Hello, my name is Jade Knight and I am setting up a business for the first time. So I'm currently recording my journey and the things that come up, the lessons, the successes, the failures and all that fun good stuff on my business journey so I can reflect on it for myself, my own learning purposes, and other people can join into the journey and see how things are done, how things have worked out, how things have not worked out, and everything else in between. So for this video, it's not so much about the next steps that I've taken for my business, but it's something that I decided to start doing for my own personal development, which is a training course on communication with the Stage Academy. And this is something that I didn't think was going to be as impactful as what it has been, which has been really interesting. And I've started adopting the different techniques, the different methods. Even now I'm like, I need to pause. I need to slow down, change the pace, change the volume, change the tone, and just see how things plan out. So I think going forward, these videos should be a little bit more engaging, and hopefully I come across the way that I want to come across with the skills and the techniques that I'm learning. That being said, I am on day one of the training. So it's like a 5-day training element of the course. And what stuck out to me as kind of like a interesting scenario is well, I wouldn't say scenario, it's more like a paradox, God knows what. But when it comes to the idea that I have around the branding for my coaching, is I want to help people break the mold. I want them to step away from what they believe is the shape of their circumstances, who they have to be, who they are deep inside. And I want to help them find the skills, the strengths, the resources to be able to move forward and break away from the mold that they're currently in and find a new opportunity within themselves, within their lives, to see how far they can go and how far away from their current limiting mold they can get. So that's to do with my branding. And when I've jumped on this training course, I was like, okay, so this is very interesting. Everything's kind of going more or less how I expected, because Vin, who's the trainer, does a lot of videos on social media. So I had a good enough idea of what to expect. But what I was not expecting was how he was talking about breaking the mold and breaking away from the mold that you see yourself in, and that limits you from moving forward and making yourself feel silly and being restricted by who you believe you are. And he was explaining in his story that when he was younger, he would try to do different things and he'd try and mimic people that he looked up to. And whenever he would try to show a different characteristic or try something new, it wasn't always met with positivity. And that negativity that he'd experienced when he tried something new would push him straight back into his mold. And it got to the point for him where he decided, you know what, enough is enough. He hated the identity that he was part of. And he decided to legally change his name and become Vin, which is a completely different person from what he's saying as to who he was as a child, which is so powerful. The fact that a 15-year-old kid is able to take those steps and want to change in that way, because I know for a fact when I was 15, that was not the case. But what was so interesting about that whole story was the story that Vin was sharing, and the fact that he had mentioned about break the mold, step out your comfort zone, see how far you can go, is so similar to the idea and the branding and the imagery that I'm trying to do for my business. So I'm going to be quiet, like one of those people will be like, it's a sign, like good things are going to come. It must be a sign that I'm in the right direction and that the branding that I'm doing, if applied effectively, should be really successful, because if other people are doing it, that I was completely unaware of, by the way, but if they're doing it and it's successful, surely there's an opportunity for me to share and create my own success with the same, similar branding. So it's a very exciting development today. I am very eager. I'm going to carry on writing up my information pack and do some branding work whilst I'm inspired. And I'll let you guys know how it gets on as always. So thank you very much. Have a great day.